Ring around the rosy, a pocket full of posies. Ashes, ashes, we all fall down.
Our patient is a middle-aged factory owner from the Sichuan province in central China. He was victimized by a recent earthquake in China and was treated for shock in a local trauma clinic. His wife and 2 children perished in the earthquake. The earthquake severed sewage lines and contaminated the water. The resulting pollution contributed to rat infestations in afflicted areas. The patient lost all his clothing and belongings in the earthquake and was unable to bathe. Recently, he has begun to experience severe headaches and a high fever. Following bouts of this fever and headaches, small lesions and multiple areas of swelling appeared just under his skin. He's treating these lesions with ointments. He has maintained a healthy appetite while experiencing this condition, and the medication used to control his cholesterol is not affected. We've reached a point in our research where we were able to diagnose our patient with a disease. We have viewed the microbes that were found in the patient and compared to those of the suspected disease. When we saw a match, we became fairly certain, but wanted to confirm, so we conducted an antigen and antibody test. This test shows the reaction with the chemicals if the antigens are present, as well as the reaction when the antigens are not present. And then you compare the results of the patient's sample and see if what he has the same reaction as when the antigens are present. We found through all of these tests that our patient has the bubonic plague. The patient is suffering from high fevers and bad headaches that are restricting him from doing certain things. He also has small bumps on his body, and when asked, he explained that they were small and red, but were becoming darker and larger. From what we have observed, we found that many of the infected cells are skin cells, as well as cells found in the lymphatic system. When we tested for the antigen, we found the microbes in the lymphatic system, but we are not sure what other cells may be infected. Some possible medications to cure this plague are streptomycin, gentamicin, doxycycline, and ciprofloxacin. If left untreated, what was once a small red rash spreads all over your body in large black bumps full of pus. Your headaches will advance into migraines, and what was a small fever becomes a very high fever. As you continue to have this sickness without treatment, the plague will begin eating away your skin until you reach a point where you can no longer sustain yourself, and you slowly die.
The first recorded epidemic ravaged the Eastern Roman Empire and was named the Plague of Justinian, after Emperor Justinian was infected and spread it to everyone else. Europe experienced the Black Plague in the 1300s to 1400s. 1/3 of the human population was killed. The plague was said to have originated from China and was transferred over through silk and other goods transferred by ship.
In the 17th and 18th centuries, some doctors wore a beak-like mask which was filled with aromatic items. These items were designed to protect them from putrid air, which was seen to cause the infection.
After treating each patient, the plague doctors had to be quarantined for 40 days. One of the reasons why this plague was so successful in destroying the population was because of the lack of information known about it. Today, the plague has been found throughout the world, primarily in Africa, North America, and in China. Historians believe that the plague originated in China.
Now, there are 783 cases reported worldwide, and to prevent future trends of this disease, the general population needs to be further informed about the risks and that this disease is still a threat.
The bubonic plague is a bacterial disease that is caused by the Yersinia pestis microorganism. It infects the skin and the lymph nodes, which cause skin lesions that are red and eventually turn black. The lesions turn black because of gangrene, where the Yersinia pestis starts to decompose your body. How does it spread? The plague is spread mostly by the bite of Xenophilia chiopus, the rat flea. In some rare cases, the plague can be contracted from contact with the infected tissue and can be spread through coughs. So what are the symptoms of the plague? In the beginning, the plague will exhibit flu-like symptoms such as headache, fever, and general feeling of not being well. After few days, skin lesions will appear. They will begin red, but as the disease progresses over the next couple of days, they will start to become darker and darker as gangrene sets in. Another indicator of the bubonic plague is when bubons, or swelling of the lymph nodes, appear in the lower midsection near the groin. Once you have a bubon, your chance of survival is around 33%.
Overall, the bubonic plague is an extremely dangerous disease. Although there isn't a large population that have been affected today, it still exists and is still capable of causing harm.